What's up? What's good? What's going on, Sagittarius? So let's jump in and see. Um, let's just do an energy check-in and see what you need to know. All right, guys. These are general messages. Just take what resonates and chuck the rest for someone else. Okay. I want to thank you all for supporting the channels, for supporting me. It is all thoroughly appreciated. All right, Spirit, show me how is Sagittarius showing up. Show me how is Sagittarius currently showing up. Show me Sagittarius' current energy, please. Sagittarius' current energy. All right, Healer of the Ages. Healer of the Ages. We have the Sun card. Impatience. So you're definitely being asked to be more patient here. And I do feel like that I'm speaking to a Sagittarius that is undergoing some sort of, I feel like that there's some sort of intuitive awareness that something is coming. And because you have the intuitive awareness that it's coming, it's like everything that comes towards you, you may mistakenly, he's like, no, I want to come over there. No. Okay, y'all. So I definitely feel like that the challenge here is that Sun card. And when the Sun card is in the challenging position, I just feel like that you're losing the steam, you're losing hope that something is coming into fruition. He must want something to eat. Even though he's got food out, honey, he's not starving. So I do feel like that so how you're showing up is Healer of the Ages. So there is some sort of, like, in order for you to say Healer of the Ages, there's internal healing that must take place. So how you're showing up is there is some sort of transformation. Yes, there is some sort of transformation that is going on internally so that you will have the proper resources needed for predicted upheaval, because I do see that there is some sort of storm warning up ahead. And that's why Spirit is saying, I need you to focus on being patient, because what you're trying to rush to, you may not be fully equipped for at this moment. Yeah, see, the Ten of Wands from a whole different deck is on top of the Fool card. Whatever this new beginning is, it's more work than you anticipate. So Spirit is trying to get you to not rush into this new beginning, because you may not be ready to withstand that storm, that battle up ahead. Not right now. Not without going through this energy, not without going through this activation. Let me see. Clarify this Healer of the Ages. Yeah, see the Moon card here. There's too many fears and anxieties. You're not really at the point where you're ready. Yeah, the Moon card in the Knight of Pentacles, you're not really ready to get out and face your fear. You're still at a point like that Knight of Pentacles is very methodical, slow, and practical. And practically, you have no reason. Like practically, when you look at this situation, there's some sort of, you're not willing to quite bite off of that apple tree yet. And in whatever it is that you're headed into, it doesn't leave room for you to play yourself small here. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. You have a fear of it. Like right now, there's a need. Okay, so yeah, the Sun card. Look, damn. I wish you could see how this is laid out. I have my first card, the Knight of Pentacles here, the Moon card here, Seven of Pentacles, and then the Sun card, and they're staggered. So it's like literally the Moon card and the Sun card is here, and they're right on top of one another. It's split up by the Seven of Pentacles, half of the Seven of Pentacles. When the Sun and Moon come together, it's meant to bring something to total darkness. Okay, something is being eclipsed out. And it takes a second to adjust in order to see your way through that eclipse, okay? Like, it doesn't last. Oh, come on, talk about it. It doesn't last long. It doesn't last long. But if you wade through it, and if you're anticipating it and you're looking for it, like, think about an eclipse. I remember one time I was working at Steak and Shake, and it was an eclipse, and everybody was making a big deal out of it, right? And so it was the first year that I really made a big deal out of it, got the glasses and all of that. And, everybody kept on making it seem like that it was going to be dark and then go away just like that. But as I was watching it and paying attention to it, it actually lasted a little longer than I had expected. But on other times when I've not really been paying attention to it, it did flash by. And I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to get you to understand right now. I think that what you're heading through, what's being eclipsed out, is actually so small on your radar. But right now, because you feel invested with the Seven of Pentacles and you was anticipating a return on that investment before it got eclipsed out, it's like you're kind of holding on to what's being eclipsed out. You're not letting it pass by freely. And that's the truth. And the outcome, if you can receive that, I do feel like that it's transforming you into the magician, understanding that you have all of the resources that you need to manifest what you desire into fruition. Okay, so it's about recognizing that even when things don't go your way, you still have the resources that you need to make the most of this situation without becoming all discombobulated and just coming to a complete halt. There's also something about this Mercury energy here, 3 major arcanas for how you're showing up. You're definitely eclipsing out some sort of fear and or anxiety that prevents you from investing in opportunities that are meant to bring ultimate happiness here, okay? But it's like your fears are not allowing you to fully invest in them. He was ready, honey. When you ain't let me not take her of him, you got him twisted. But that's what I'm feeling here. I do feel like that what's like there's your fears and anxieties are keeping you from truly they're slowing you down. Okay. Like you're being called to have patience. And I do feel like that's what because that's what you're being called to focus on is patience, not forcing something. But there's also this energy of resistance to patience because this energy here, this patience is triggered by fear. And you're confusing this patience because this isn't patience. This is stagnation based off of fears. This is time to slow down and be studious and really look at your fears so that you can bust through them. Because right now, your fears and anxiety have you not moving forward. You're not willing to get out of your comfort zone because based off of your calculations, what's the purpose? And so Spirit is saying, actually, there is a purpose because where you're headed, there is a need to take a risk. There is a need to, whatever it is that you feel like is being taken for granted, taken advantage of, or not being acknowledged in this moment. Spirit is saying, I need you to look at the way that you decide, what is it that makes you finally take the cap off of that offer to start pouring? And then what is it that makes you put the lid on that offer and stop offering? Because that is whatever the trigger is at this moment, it's based off of fear. Okay. And it's affecting how you're investing in opportunities that for real, for it's like, ooh, because see, the sun card is here, right? But it's also in your challenge position. It's like the things that you get happy about, and it's crazy. Both of these suns kind of look similar, but it's kind of like that energy that it's like you become too overly optimistic about things inside of your comfort zone and overly pessimistic about things outside of your comfort zone. It's like if it's familiar, you're willing to take a chance on it. If there's no familiarity at all with it, you kind of turn your back on that investment. I have to be honest with you. And so Spirit is saying, I need you to take a second so that you could address the fears and the anxiety there so that you can stop playing yourself small and finally step into being the magician, because that's who you're meant to be. So let's see. Let's look at the challenge. Let's look at, like, what is your potential challenge right now? What's going on? And we do have the Sun card. So that's either this energy of you being too depressed to see new opportunities because of you allowing your fears to jade your vision, or there's just this, like I said, overly pessimistic energy about something that seems familiar. What's this Sun card here being the challenge? The Queen of Wands. So this could flat out be a person. This a Leo or an Aries or a Pisces from your past, someone that you have a lot of a nostalgic feeling for, a lot of good memories with this person. Oh yeah, Knight of Wands, a lot of passionate sexual desires with this person. The Seven of Wands, you see what I'm saying? The opportunity, what Spirit is advising you to do is it's time to put some boundaries up in this situation. Like there's a need to put boundaries up, but not guards, like not barriers. I do feel like that barriers with this, like, yeah, the Page of Wands, this and this, like healthier boundaries allow you to embark on something from a more adventurous perspective here. I do. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a fire sign, guys. It's just that passionate energy, right? But I do feel like that there's something there's something that's deep rooted that is that's being healed right now. And it requires you patience in order to get through this transition. However, you're losing your optimism because of your passionate desires, okay? And I do feel like what's at the bottom of the deck? The Eight of Wands. See all of this fucking passion. And it's all mixed in. It's like the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands, and then the Six of Cups. This is definitely like the opportunity that this presents is to do something to do something again, to do something familiar. But the challenge is the challenge is the Knight of Wands. It's non-committal. It's not going to stick around for a long time. There's like, you don't really know what you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the challenge is it doesn't offer any sort of certainty. Thank you, Spirit. It doesn't offer any sort of certainty. The Knight of Wands doesn't offer certainty. The Knight of Wands offers adventure. The Knight of Wands energy is the hangover. Okay. The hangover. That is Knight of Wands energy. You're in for the time of a life. We don't know what's going to happen, but I promise you're going to have fun. When you look back on it, you're going to be like, that was some fun times. And I feel like that Spirit is saying there's a need to have healthier boundaries up so that you're not overly optimistic, jumping into these situations with all of this optimism when there's no certainty just because it's familiar, right? Yeah, because you're moving, like, whatever this is you're going towards. And I have to be honest with you, it's heavy on the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But whatever it is in Pisces, whatever it is that you're going towards, you're going fast, swiftly towards the Ten of Wands, something that's going to require a lot of work. And you may not be equipped. So there's a need to put some boundaries up so that you can control the pace, or so that you can control the pace, so that you can determine if this is something that you truly want to invest in. So let's see. What you're being told to focus on is being patient. Thank y'all so much for smashing that thumbs up button, guys. It is thoroughly appreciated. No, don't come back up here, Cosmo. Let me see, Spirit. Tap me in. This could also involve a Gemini, a Virgo, a Leo, a Cancer. Because you're not listening to me. Go on, you're not listening. Let's see, Spirit. What is patience? The Queen of Swords. The Six of Wands. The Knight of Swords. The Death card. And the Four of Swords. Stop, Cosmo. I done got up and gave you your food and everything. Sit your ass down. He's wanting, y'all, he don't want no lovins, I promise you. We channeled together. He's wanting treats. He's wanting shit. Anyways, you're being told to focus on patience. The Queen of Swords. Rise above your emotional reactions to things and understand why delays are happening. Okay? That's what you're being told to focus on. The Queen of Swords to the Six of Wands. The opportunity is to rise above your emotions and to have some sort of victory, okay? To rise above your emotional reactions, see the bigger picture, and have some sort of victory. The Knight of Swords is in your challenge position. You have the tendency to run fast about the mouth. So to run fast about the mouth and have some sort of reactive behavior, whether it be in your words or whatever the case may be, but I have to imagine it is in your words. So Spirit is advising you to make some sort of major transformation to this defensive sarcasm. There's definitely something about the way that you're communicating that the universe is asking you to go the other direction in here. And it pertains to rising above your emotions. The likely focusing on patience. The outcome of focusing on patience is the Four of Swords, healing, rest, rejuvenation, right? So Spirit is saying if you focus on being patient, you don't waste so much energy on trying to direct traffic, trying to control the flow of the river, right? Have you ever tried to build a dam? It's not easy. It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work to build a dam, to try to stop the flow of something, to try to control the flow of a river. So Spirit is saying, stop directing your energy in that direction, and that will allow you to do some resting and rejuvenating. And what is the benefit of resting and rejuvenating is that Ace of Swords. There's clarity that comes through when you're able to do so. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles here. Absolutely. And listen, Linda, the Nine of Pentacles followed up by the Page of Pentacles. This puts you in some sort of sovereign pre-empress energy, pre-empress, pre-emperor energy. And that opens you up to finally receive what, Kiana? Shit. The Two of Cups. All right, Spirit. So if they're relating to this message and love, what is the message of love to help them navigate this, if this is love for them? What is the message of love if this is love for Sag? So we have stability, weight, patience, and integrity. So there is something, in intuition. See, I told you there's something that's been coming through. I told you that at the very beginning. There's something that's been coming through for you intuitively. Okay, that something is coming. And because you intuitively feel like it's coming, it's like you're trying to force everything to be that. And you're trying to control that narrative. And it's like you're trying to control that narrative and you're trying to make it come in sooner, right? And I do feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that the time, come on, hey. He's gonna, for one, he's gonna knock these off. They're not really on, they're hanging. Anyways, that's none of y'all's business. Anyways, Spirit is saying the timing is not quite right for this to come together the way you want it to come together. And that's why Spirit is saying, I need you to make sure before you take the haste action, like instead of taking passionate based action here, there's a need to set boundaries up. This relation, whatever this is, if this is, if you're relating to this in love, romantic, this relationship can stand the test of time. There is just a cycle in either your world or this person's world that needs to be closed up before you all can have victory and a success. Okay. See, like appreciation and victory. Okay. So this is what the universe is trying to give you. But right now, this is all tied up. And that's why Spirit is telling you to be patient. Remember when I told you when you get to patience over here, rising above your emotional reactions, because the opportunity is victory. And victory ain't nothing but 3 cards back. So it's going to require you to navigate your intuition and yes, listen to what's coming in your intuition, but also understand that that's foresight. So there has to be the flow of allowing something to close up. I don't think it matters. I can see what you need to close up in the meantime. That's what I will do. Why is the timing not right for Sag at this time? Why is the timing? Oh, shit. It says embrace your shadow. It says embrace your shadow. The shadow holds the truth you need. Embrace it, integrate it, and use it to transform your life. And then you need some space and some time to really sit with your wounds here. Yeah, your Spirit is saying all of this is needed in order to gear you up so that you can trust the path ahead. So there's a lot that came out. Y'all know I like 5, and 5 cards came out. So we can take that. So Spirit is saying it's time to embrace your shadow, integrate it, and use it to transform your life. We also have sit with your shadow. Not everything needs to be fixed right away. Some healing begins when you're willing to sit with the hurt. And then we also have understand soulmate lessons. Soulmates come to teach us. Embrace the lessons they bring, even if they're hard to swallow. We also have align with your higher path. The more you align with your soul's truth, the less resistance you will face. Flow with purpose, not presence. Damn. Or not pressure. Damn. And then let the truth set you free. You see, I have to be honest with you. The reason, what you're being asked to do, why this isn't the right time for you, because whatever wound you're going to be asked to sit with through this journey, it could bring about some anger. It could bring about some resentment. It could bring about some sadness. Look at this person. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be needing to bust free from some deep-rooted things. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you find yourself easily triggered. Like if you get angry really quick. Spirit is saying that is energy that needs to be sat with. You need to sit with that. You need to be willing to stay it says be willing to stay with what hurts. Be willing to stay with what hurts. So, trigger warning. Trigger warning. I feel fully qualified to say this. But like sometimes when you think about being assaulted or abused or whatever the case may be, whether it be domestic violence or whatever it is, you kind of like sit with yourself. Like it's like not, you don't kind of sit with yourself, because when that pain comes up, when that memory comes to the surface, it's like you kind of like want to shake it off, and you don't want to you want to hurry up and get to the next thing to not like, because there, believe it or not, a lot of negative self-talk begins to develop in those moments. And Spirit is saying, whatever this wound is that you're being asked to sit with, it's going to require you to stay with that pain and not run away from it. And staying with that pain may bring about some anger. And Spirit is saying, this is your time to feel the feeling, feel through that feeling. And that may not be comfortable for other people to set in. And, this could be what you're facing or the other person is facing, right? Yeah, face what you've avoided. Damn, I didn't even see that, y'all. Face what you've avoided. So if you're not relating to this in love and you're relating to this in work and career, let's see what you need to know. Spirit, if they're not relating to this in romance, but they're relating to it in love, work and career, what is the message? So we have outside forces, investment, and people skills. So I do feel, the future. So there's something right now that is an investment into the direction that you're headed in. Okay. So there's something that you are enduring right now. And it says unknown figures are driving the situation and you may not be able to control the outcome. So there is something in, like, there's some sort of discomfort in the workplace that you're being asked to kind of like wade through at this time. And I do feel like that it could potentially be dimming your optimism, or like you could be speaking fear over this situation because you're not you're not really able to control. Like, let's say that your night shift supervisor told you that y'all didn't necessarily have to put the entire shipment up. Just put half the shipment up and the first shift can handle the rest, right? And then but you're this key holder. That's what your supervisor told you, and you're the key holder. So you close the store down. You don't need that supervisor. The supervisor goes home. And then so you and the crew just put half of the shipment away. And in the morning, the big supervisor comes in and chews your ass out because you listen to your shift lead. You listen to them. You can't control that narrative. But Spirit is saying this experience is an investment into the direction that you're headed. So instead of justifying, but that's what Jim Bob told me, say, this Spirit is saying people skills. You have a flair for working well with others, which you could be a diplomat, counselor, salesperson, or head of a company. So Spirit is saying be diplomatic in the way that you're responding to these situations. Be patient. You may want to scream at the top of your lungs because you feel like you was told to do this. But Spirit is saying use this as an investment that moving forward, I am going to make choices and decisions that cover me. Because I don't know if that shift lead is upset at the next manager that's coming in. So I'm going to make sure they got some work to do, because it feels like that they always leave it for that manager shift. And you just unknowingly played into that person's games. And you're the only person that's going to suffer the consequences. And that person knew it. So this is about learning to step up and be more diplomatic. It says, or the head of a company. So this is about learning. This is an investment about learning to do what's best for you, not necessarily overachieve, but it's about doing what you know you can handle the outcome of. You understand what I'm saying? All right. All right, Spirit, can you close this out? Oh, wow. 1221. I'm taking initiative. It says, work with what you have and it will get you places. Count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. Swift action. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps towards achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mind set on you. So there's definitely high vibrations are needed as you're waiting through this transition, through this healing. Patience is needed, but just know that just like Spirit is asking for patience from you right now, when Spirit asks you to take action, things are going to move swiftly. All right, guys, I love you.